What do you think, Caitlin?
You find the area of the smaller one and the area of the whole shaded thing, then subtract the smaller one.
Exactly. So what's shaded is a large rectangle, and I'm taking out a smaller rectangle. So the strategy today for the area of the shaded region is we're going to do the area of, I'll call it the big rectangle, minus the area of the smaller rectangle. Okay. And so what this is going to involve then is finding area by multiplying and multiplying, but then we're going to go back to one of our first days where we did subtraction. And that was one of the videos we watched. Do you remember how we have to subtract a whole group of things if it's in a parentheses? See how we have to distribute the negative, right? Alright, so let's write the area of the big rectangle. I'm going to put a line here so you know that's what we're doing here. Hey, didn't we find this in our opener? Yep. 3x plus 2 times 2x minus 1. Okay, now what do you guys remember what our answer was from our opener? Yeah, so I'm going to just write it out. 6x squared plus 1x minus 2. Okay, over here I'm going to leave some space. Let's do the area of the small rectangle. So the area of the small rectangle is going to be what times what? Is that x plus 3?
Oh, x plus 3 times x.
Good. X plus 3 times x, or x times x plus 3. Alright, let's simplify that. If I distributed the x, it would be x squared plus 3x. Okay. So now that I've found the area of the big and the area of the small, I'm going to take the area of the big rectangle and subtract the area of the small rectangle. Don't forget to use a parenthesis. So I'm going to take 6x squared plus x minus 2, take away parentheses x squared plus 3x. So I am going to then distribute that. So I don't change this at all. Still 6x squared plus x minus 2. But now I have minus x squared and minus 3x. Okay, so are there any like terms that I can simplify? Yes. Yeah, it's 6x squared minus 1x squared, which is 5x squared. Good. And then I have 1x minus 3x. If it helps you to put the ones in, put them in. What's 1x take away 3x? Very nice. And then I have minus 2. So this polynomial would represent the area of the shaded region. Okay. So, you know I like to use highlighters. Hey, by the way, let's do some vocab review. If this is a degree 2 polynomial, do you know what we call it? Do you remember? Starts with a Q. Quadratic. And Cody, since there's 3 terms, do you remember what we call it? Trinomial. Quadratic trinomial would be the result. Okay, cool. So, I think let's do this one together, and then I'm going to let you guys try the third one on your own. But once again, I like to organize. I'm going to do area of big over here. And this time we didn't do it in the opener, so we're going to actually have to figure it out. Big. Area of big. Area of small. Okay. What are we going to do to find the area of the big? How do we find area of a rectangle? Length times width. And then for the area of the small, what are we going to multiply together? Good. All right, so this one, you can either make a box or do extended distributive property. I'm going to do extended distributive property. So I'm going to do 5x times 6x plus 2 plus 8 times 6x plus 2. If you would rather do the box, you can do the box, if that's easier for you. Alright, so what I get though is a 30x squared plus 10x plus 48x, because remember I got to distribute that, plus 16. And you're right, Cody, what are the like terms in there? 10x and 48x, so this should be 30x squared plus 58x plus 16. I'm going to go ahead, now that I simplified that, and put a parentheses around that. Because remember, I want to do the area of the big minus the area of the small. So let's simplify. The area of the small does not take as long to do because it's just a monomial. What is 5x times x plus 6? Yep, and I'm going to just go ahead and write it right down here. 5, so I'm going to be taking away, parentheses, 5x squared plus 30x. So I do that. Don't forget, we're going to do this, right? Now, do you think you can do that without writing the whole long row? Okay. So I have 30x squared plus 58x plus 16 minus 5x squared minus 30x. What is that going to simplify to be? How many x squareds will I have? So 30 minus 5, 25. Good. And then 58x, and I'm not adding 30x, I'm subtracting 30x. So, good. And then there's nothing to put with 16. Okay. You guys ready to try one? Okay. Would you try the last one, please? Thanks, Cody. right,